Damn. Look at that shit.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be. Ha!
Full melee combo.
I had it under control, right up until the moment I didn't. I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you?
And good to see you too. Reunions. Oh man, I love reunions.
We've fought them to a standstill then.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know what
The
happened.
Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least.
Oh wait, you haven't seen them at all through your time here? Wow.
When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them.
Don't worry, I sent them a
But we
message.
still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision.
Yeah. It's all about the vision.
He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal.
Fair enough.
But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation.
Really? Something over breakfast, maybe?
As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eater's victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them. Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness.
Looks like winter in Canada.
Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit.
Oh, red mule.
Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough.
It doesn't change later, don't worry.
But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons.
Yeah, I bet. Just told him not to leave me in
But
this.
even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here.
Fair enough.
And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her. Any sign of him?
Nope. No worries.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far.
Guys can't find it.
We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will.
A big one. Ah, cinematic chick.
Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones.
It's pretty big.
Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no!
Instead of talking, how about start running?
Ulrich! We have to run!
Why are you talking to him? Just run. Take him and run. Why are you talking to him?
No!
Fucking idiot. You know he can't respond. Just fucking grab him by the collar and just fucking run. God, that's creepy as fuck.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it.
Yeah.
The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Is she throwing out the rest of the ether to only have white ether? Oof. Oof. Oh, the sounds though. Ugh, it's disgusting.
Oh no, 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 no!
Forgive me,
Hmm. And fade to white. Emotional damage. Oh god. This fucking creep, man.